Welcome back to the vlog. Long time no see. I was busy doing a number of things, one of which was filming a solo video at a place that probably should be a national park. It ended up being one of the hardest hikes I've ever done, largely because of the altitude. I am positive that many of you will be able to guess this location, but I'm going to start working on the edit of that like pretty much immediately, which brings me to my next thought, which is I feel like I have not devoted the appropriate percentage of time to the main quest. You know how when you play an open world game, there's the main storyline quest and there's a couple of dots on the map. But then there's a bunch of side quest dots all the time, and they're always popping up. And in those games, when you're doing too many side quests, you can start to lose your momentum on actually finishing the main quest storyline. And you can also start to forget what the main story is. And I think for a lot of people, they do the side quests because if they're on the map, they have to do those side quests. And I think that leads to a lot of fatigue for people in those type of games. I don't have that problem in video games. However, I do have that problem in real life. For example, I have come into possession of this camera flash. And for many people, they can just put this aside and not think about it. But for me, any type of weird side quest like this that comes into my life, it takes up mental energy until I complete that side quest. And lately, I've just been trying to knock the side quest out left and right. And it feels like there's always new side quests coming up, and I'm just not getting them all checked off. So, rather than just trying to beast mode my way through all of these side quests, I'm just gonna do what I do in video games, which is dedicate the appropriate percentage of time back to the main quest and dabble in side quests here and there when I can. I haven't even mentioned it yet, but my main quest is Adventure Archives and the vlog. And I think about how little time I've been spending on writing music, for instance, and just the ratio of main quest to side quest time that I've been spending is just out of whack right now. So rather than trying to find out what to do with this camera flash, this big backdrop, and this other big backdrop, I'm just going to set these aside for now and get back to the main quest. That being said, if you would like to take this off of my hands and you're willing to pay for shipping or to drive out to Indianapolis to pick this up, please let me know. I will give it to you. You just have to pay for shipping or come pick it up. And actually one more side quest before we get back to the main quest, because this is kind of part of the main quest because I'm going to show it to you. I found this tape player at Brian and Andrew's parents' house. Now, the radio still works.
Securing those systems now that we know that they're being so aggressively targeted.
And the unit itself is in very good condition. When I put a tape in, it didn't spin. From everything I've read online, I'm guessing this is just a simple tape belt needs to be replaced. So let's open this up and then just see what it looks like inside. Because everything seems to be activating, just it doesn't spin. Well, we found the culprit. The tape head is indeed just disintegrated. Okay, as expected, it was the tape belt. Just kind of a gooey mess now. So, we will order a very cheap tape belt, snap that back on there, and with any luck, it should just work. Okay, I just ordered the belt. It costs like $8.50 after shipping and tax. You can't really think too much about, is that actually worth it for fixing stuff like this? Because strictly speaking, it's probably not worth it as far as using it, but as far as saving it from the landfill and having a piece of technology that still works, definitely worth it. Anyways, once that shows up, we can finish the saga of the tape player, and then we can test out some tapes. It'll be really fun. Anyway, while we film these episodes, we also take pictures. And I don't know why this hasn't occurred to me before, but while I was shooting video and taking pictures, I suddenly realized that when you take video on my particular camera, it quite literally cuts off the top and the bottom to make it widescreen. And I will show you what I mean. So this is the video, and this is what would happen if we took a picture. And every time I switched over to photo mode and I saw how much more of the frame there was, I was just like, oh, this is what I'm seeing in real life. and it keeps just getting cut off by this widescreen video. Now the reason it's like this is because the aspect ratio on the sensor is 3 across by 2 down, but normal widescreen video for our widescreen TVs is 16 across by 9 down. So for video, they'll just cut off the top and the bottom and you get 16 by 9 widescreen video. But for photos, they let you use the full 3 by 2 area of the sensor to take photos, so you get a lot more on top and a lot more on bottom. Now, some cameras have a video shooting mode called Open Gate. I'm currently using the Panasonic G9 II. This is the standard 16 by 9 mode, but it can shoot in Open Gate. And as you can see, it is using the full sensor area, so it does not cut off the top and the bottom. Once again, this is Open Gate, and this is standard 16 by 9. Now this camera's a little bit different because it's a 4 by 3 sensor instead of a 3 by 2 sensor, but the basic principle remains the same. Now, I never realized how Open Gate could apply to me until recently, because even though it's possible to shoot Open Gate on some cameras and get the top and the bottom, we are not widescreen anymore. So we've got these 2 big black bars on the side of our screen now, right? It never occurred to me before that something called an anamorphic lens could retain the top and the bottom and then have all of the 16 by 9 filled. So I bought a cheap Sirui 24mm anamorphic lens, which this is not very practical for a lot of reasons that I won't get into right now, but let me show you how it works. So this anamorphic lens is 24mm. I am now using a standard lens at roughly 24mm. This is how much of the frame we can capture with a standard 24mm lens. I'm gonna put on the anamorphic lens and then I'm gonna show you how it's different. Now we have put on the anamorphic lens. The field of view should be roughly the same top to bottom, but we can actually see more of the room on the sides. And if you'll notice, everything is squished. I'm tall and skinny. So what an anamorphic lens does is capture everything on the full sensor, giving you the full height, but it also gives you extra on the side that when you bring it into your editing program, you can squeeze it out, and then you keep all of the sensor data from top to bottom, and it captured extra on the side, so now we have widescreen video, no pillar boxes on the side, and we're using all of the sensor data. Now, you don't need to pay attention to this unless you're really into cameras, but the reason why I never thought about this before is because I always thought anamorphic was just for doing 2.35 to 1 videos, and I just really am not interested in doing that ultra widescreen. I don't want any letterboxes anywhere. I want to use all of the sensor and I want to use all of the TV. So that's reason 1. The problem still remains that these Sony cameras do not do Open Gate video, except for the newly announced FX5, but that doesn't take photos and has other drawbacks. I still kind of want one, but it's very expensive, and also leads me to my next drawback, which is that this one anamorphic lens is very heavy. And as far as I know, there are no zoom lenses for anamorphic. I could be wrong about that. So we would have to take 2, maybe 3 anamorphic lenses with us. They're very heavy. This particular one is manual focus only. There's just still a lot of drawbacks. However, all of that being said, I think I might film a video in Open Gate like this and just do a 4x3 video. Because man, when you're out in nature, I can never get the lens wide enough. I just want it wider, wider, wider. And having so much more of the top and bottom of the frame, it really does feel different when you're watching. Like, I wish I had thought of this before this last trip and I had brought this camera and then captured in 4x3, and just you could see the glorious majesty. Like just you could see so much. Oh, it's wonderful. Anyways, I don't know if that all made sense. Actually, my whole life, I've had quite a bit of difficulty wrapping my head around aspect ratios for some reason. Like, they're not that complicated, and it makes sense when you actually dig into it. But for some reason, in my head, I've always had trouble figuring out, like, well, why can't you just take a 16x9 and put it in a 4x3? And it's like, well, why would you film something widescreen if you're making it for 4x... Anyway, I think I mostly have my head wrapped around it now. But if that didn't make any sense, don't worry about it too much. The point is, I'm going to film in a more square format so that you can see more of what I'm filming and like really get a sense of the scale, because it'd be really cool. And the other point is the Sony FX5, super interesting, super cool camera. A lot of things to love about it, but just a couple of deal breakers. No photos, there's no jog dial. I don't know, maybe I'll rent it at some point. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. It is time to get back to the main quest. Oh, I can't wait. I just wanna dig into that main quest. But I'll keep you updated on the cassette player. I actually have a bunch of other electronics we're gonna be trying to fix as well. We will get to those eventually. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good one. Oh, one more thing. The new episode of Adventure Archives is out now. You can watch it at youtube.com/adventurearchives. You don't even need to go to Patreon. Although if you did go to Patreon, you would be supporting continued existence of these videos. I mean, $2, man. $2 is nothing. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good one. See you in the next one.
Ha ha ha!